Has your voiceover gig on Fiverr stalled out? Perhaps it's never not even gotten started enough to call it a stall. It just hasn't gotten any traction at all. Today, I'm going to share with you a couple of tips that will help move you forward with your voiceover Fiverr gig. Good morning. My name is Bill DeWeese. What's up? I am a professional voiceover talent. I've been recording voiceovers, paid voiceovers, over 10,000 of them to date over the past 17 years. I've coached hundreds and taught thousands through my online courses as well as through YouTube. And of course, oversee what has to be the largest voiceover training program in the world, and that is the Voiceover Blueprint. If you're not in, we want you in. Check out the link below in the description and learn more to become a part of that. So Fiverr is the new gold rush for voiceover, and it's very interesting. If you want to know where the next big thing is going to be, just listen for the things that the voiceover establishment, the people have been doing it for a long time and like to point out the stuff that won't work and the stuff that will get you blackballed, the stuff that will make you less than credible. That's usually the thing that's going to be the next big thing. So if you want to know what the next big thing is, listen for what the establishment is griping about, because if they're not complaining about something, then they wouldn't be the establishment. Fiverr has been on the move for a number of years now. They're legit. They're a large, publicly held company. They generate a lot of revenue. They have deep pockets. They have been building their platform, and sure, it's not without its kinks and its challenges, as any business will be, but it is growing. And not only is it growing in terms of number of voiceover talent on the platform, but of course, they're agnostic in terms of freelance. They have all kinds of freelance stuff going on there, not just voiceover. But the clientele continues to become of a higher and higher quality. And for somebody who says to you, well, you can't make money on voiceover, if they say that, then turn and run in the other direction, because they clearly are uninformed and don't have a clue. My biggest job to date on Fiverr is a $900 voiceover job, which, I mean, that's a good job. There's no doubt. It's by no means the most amount you can make on a job on Fiverr, but I'm just giving you that as an example. And I actually average a little more per job on Fiverr than I do through other avenues. So you can choose to market for any type and any level and any pay of job that you like. So there's a lot of flexibility. And forgive me for going off on that. It's just that, you know, when you're in a position that I am and you're trying to communicate and help people to become successful in voiceover, you're always going to hear the naysayers and the people who are saying, that's not the way we did it, 20 years ago. And you need to back off and do it this way. Otherwise, it's not legitimate. And, obviously you need to vet everything and you need to make sure things are legit before you move forward. But I'm here to tell you that hundreds and thousands have now proven voiceover to be a legitimate I'm sorry, Fiverr to be a legitimate platform for voiceover, myself included, and my daughter, Mallory, who is our resident Fiverr expert in the voiceover blueprint. She makes now over $100,000 a year just through Fiverr recording voiceovers. So, yeah, it can be done. So now that we've got that out of the way, all right, just want to let you know it is legitimate and it is where things are happening. I would imagine my money is on it will continue to grow, continue to get better, and continue to become even a better platform. With all of that said, there's no doubt that it takes some work to get your gig. When I refer to a gig, that's what they refer to whenever you post your services. It could be for commercial work, narration work, whatever you want to call it. That is a gig on Fiverr. So when I say gig, I'm not talking about the job itself. I'm talking about the category in which you are advertising yourself, promoting yourself on Fiverr. There's no doubt that it takes a while to get traction. So if you jump on there and expect to get traction in the first week or two, and even in the first month, you're probably fooling yourself. Not that you might not get a job or two, but what I'm saying is Fiverr makes you prove yourself. One of the things, and I respect them, even though it can be frustrating, I respect them for this. They're not just going to open up the floodgates to anyone and everyone who says, hey, I want to record voiceovers. They're going to make you prove the fact that you are going to do a good job, you're going to deliver a good product, and you're going to have good customer service for your clients. And the more that you can prove that by the reviews that you get and by your responsiveness to clients and potential clients, Fiverr will begin to allow their algorithm to point more people in the direction of your gig. So you start off with, essentially nothing except your gig, and then you have to slowly prove yourself over time. And the more you do that, the more the gates begin to open, the more the Fiverr algorithm begins to send people to your gig to have more impressions, more eyes and ears on your gig. And obviously, the more that happens, the more money you make, and it just becomes an upward spiral. But it takes several months to get that traction. And then, even then, you have to continue to really work at it. So, this is not, I'm not saying by any means that this is something you just flip a switch, it's on, and boom, money starts falling, pennies from heaven, dollars from heaven. It doesn't work that way. You got to really work at it, but the payoff can be quite handsome. So, how do you make a Fiverr gig? How do you get traction to begin with? Or how do you get traction again? How do we get some CPR for a gig that's just gone, that's died? I mean, it's just kind of sitting there. Nobody's responding to you. Nothing's happening. Well, there are a number of things that you need to keep in mind. And by the way, let me just say this up front. In the voiceover blueprint, we have a complete course just on Fiverr. Mallory does live sessions every 2 weeks where she comes in and answers questions and talks about Fiverr and interacts with you as a student. So I can't do all of that, obviously, in a 5 or 10 minute video, but that is available through the blueprint link below in the description. So when you're first getting started, your audio's got to be great, your demos need to be good, your graphics, all of that. I'm not going to talk about that this morning, but these are just 2 tips that you can use to get things jump started. Number 1, have a few people that you know that are on Fiverr or that who have gigs on Fiverr, and if they don't, have them set up one. It's free to do it. And have them message you so that you can respond to them. Because anytime that somebody messages you and you respond appropriately, the algorithm looks favorably upon that. As a matter of fact, I recently did that to help get myself out of a problem in which I had been penalized for not responding quickly enough to a client. And so I had a couple of people, I asked them to just message me, and I responded promptly, which in turn began to immediately saw positive results in my gig getting more attention. So that's a simple one. Just ask 2, 3, 5 people who are on Fiverr just to send you a message. It could be say, "Hey, what's up? Hi, how's it going? What's the cost of your gig?" It can be anything. You respond to it, the algorithm sees that you respond and treats you favorably. If you want to get a little more juice, ask somebody or several people who are on Fiverr to hire you for a job. Now, here's the great thing. It doesn't matter what the job is or how small it is. Just do a $5 job. Have them hire you for a $5 job, because what will happen is the algorithm will see that you were hired, you completed the job, they give you a 5-star rating and a good review, and all of a sudden, now you get boosted again so that more people are seeing you and can come your way. And you can literally budget that and say, "Okay, you hire me for $5, I'm going to give you $5 back." Because what you're doing, it's knowing the rules of the game. Because clearly, over time, doing $5 jobs is not the way to build a voiceover career. But when you're first getting started, you may have to do some really cheap jobs just to get the reviews that you need to get the algorithm to see you. And if you're not willing to do that, then I'm just going to tell you, this is not for you. Don't do this. Do something else. But if you want to be successful on Fiverr, it's just a matter of playing the game and playing by the rules, because it is a gold mine. But you have to approach it properly, and you have to mine it properly. And if you do, it will begin to open up its vast resources. There's a lot of people in there looking for voiceover talent. There's a lot of money going to voiceover talent, but you have to play the game properly to make sure that you win at it. So those are your 2 tips for today. Have some people message you who are on Fiverr. Respond to them promptly. Have several people on Fiverr hire you for a cheap job that you can reimburse them for, just to get a good review and a 5-star rating. That will cause the algorithm to put your gig in front of more eyes. And the more impressions you get, the more listens you get to your demo, the more jobs and more opportunities you get. And it's that simple. And those are 2 things you can use today to either jumpstart your voiceover Fiverr gig or apply some CPR and get it moving once again. And again, love to have you in the voiceover blueprint so you can have exposure to all of this information and more on a regular basis. Just go below in the description, click the link.